We were all chilling in our homes, having fun, doing our thing. Then we found out that we have bought a house.
We have a new house, Chi-Chis.
We have a new house, Chi-Chis. So Quitachie is a social media influencer. Her content is basically showing how beautiful her life is.
If you're judgmental and triggered by splurging, then I recommend you skip this video because today we're doing my Apple ecosystem.
But what exactly is the problem over here? What's the problem with a 22, 23-year-old girl buying a new house in Accra in cash?
Also, initially I thought I was going to pay in dollars, so I was going to change this money into dollars, but it looks like we're going to be paying in cedis, so I have to change this rather into...
What could be the problem over there? It didn't take too long for people to start making some laundry allegations. They started accusing her of washing money for somebody else. Usually when it is a young girl, the accusation is that she made the money on her knees or with her back on her bed or with her back facing another person. But in this case, the cash was a little bit too much, and the fact that it was connected to real estate made people start saying, oh, okay, this is money is being washed. Because if you know Accra, you know that a lot of real estate in this city is widely speculated by other people, not me, to be a front for washing money. Now, many people are throwing things out there, throwing out the allegations of money laundering without a fear of getting sued. And it was okay for some time until this page called Ghana Chronicles decided to also make their own allegation. Well, not an allegation, but they decided to say something. It appears money laundering is easier in Ghana. Very easy. Now, this tweet quoted another video she had posted about the house.
Oh my god, guys, we're about to go pay for the new house and I'm so excited. As you guys saw from the house hunting videos, I had 3 options. So I just woke up, I look a mess. I had this option that I had issues with, so I didn't choose. And then this second option, because of security, it was a very beautiful house though. And then this third option is the one that I went with because it had everything that I wanted. So we're going to pay for it. Let's go get ready, guys.
If you've ever looked at house prices in Accra before, some of you have not because who bought you by mistake. You don't have any business looking at that kind of thing. But you've probably seen billboards. You've seen these houses, starting at $500,000, starting at this. The prices are insane. And a house like this, the one she showed, very expensive. Also, holding that amount of cash, like enough money to pay for a house, I don't know if the money she's holding is in, like the amount of notes she's having over there is that much to pay for that kind of house, because again, very expensive. Maybe I'm not rich enough to know. I definitely am not rich enough to know. I'm just putting that out there. But having that kind of cash would raise suspicions with anybody. If any policeman saw you having that amount of money, they'll be suspicious. You just have to give them some of the money and they'll leave you. But they'll still ask you questions. Like if you go to the bank and say you're withdrawing this amount of cash, they'll have questions. We'll get back to the questions. Now, Quitachie saw the post by the Ghana Chronicles page and decided to threaten them with a lawsuit. So many new lawyers have been released into the system too. Nice. Someone book me a consultation. Let me call my mom. I mean, if you have that kind of money to pay for a house, why do you need to call your mom? Or maybe the mom is the source of the money. If the mom is the source of the money, that would make sense. Now, the Ghana Chronicles page decided to respond and said, "Good morning, madam. Please, if you need our address, kindly DM for it. Thank you. Energy." Now, the page is a law page, so I'm sure the people running it know what they are doing. They know that maybe she doesn't have a case. I don't know. But after that, things went silent on Quitachie's side. I'm sure she probably realized that she couldn't do anything. Or maybe things are being done behind the scenes and we will find out. So then the Ghana Chronicles page decided to take things further by describing or telling a story that it's not related to Quitachie, but about a social media influencer called Q. Disclaimer, this story is about nothing in particular. We just felt like sharing it. Enjoy it, but don't overthink it. I am going to overthink it. I've already overthunk it, but they say we shouldn't, so let's continue. Enter influencer Q, queen of Insta, flexing pricey Apple gear and gourmet eats. Flexing pricey Apple gear. Who does that sound like?
And the 16 Pro Max that I was using to film, but I had to switch. An Apple Watch Series 4. This was my first ever Apple Watch. An Apple Watch Ultra.
Her Lux Lives on display, making her the perfect front for Mr. A's dirty dough. We don't know who Mr. A is, but they say we should not overthink. So let's not overthink. Mr. A slides Q his illicit cash. Buy a house for my company, he says. Q agrees, ready to play her part in this high-stakes charade for a cut or clout. It's definitely not for clout because she already has it. So there's a cut going on over there. But it's not by anybody. Let's not overthink. The deal's done. Q buys the mansion with Ace cash. Money flows to his firm, now looking clean as profits from a sale. Slick move, right? Why does it work? Q's lifestyle screams legit wealth. iPhones, caviar dinners, all vlogged. Iyoko or FBI won't dig deep into her funds. She's too believable. Authorities might eye Mr. A, but the sale to Q is clean on paper. Her feet's a shield, making dirty money look like real estate gold. Cracks could show a nosy cop or loose end, but for now, Ace Cash is clean. Thanks to Q's curated life. In laundering, a good story is king. Now, Quitachie, who is also a great creator, has a series of videos on how this whole thing works. You can go and watch his videos. I'll put a link in the comments. Now, here's what I think about this whole issue. First of all, I don't think it's a problem to question people's wealth and question how people made their money. It's not a problem at all. I do it all the time because I'm also looking for the money. Put me on. Obviously, if it's something very bad and it is illegal, then we can't tell anybody. You understand? I'm joking, please. I'm joking. I'm joking, please. Whoever is watching my video when I'm coming for my interview, this is a joke, please. But it's not a problem to question people's wealth, especially when it affects you. And yes, if people are doing a lot of laundering in the system, it affects you. Also, this girl, Quitachie, she doesn't really help herself with these kind of things because of something she said in the past. Like when the FBI were in the country looking for the boys who were doing the romance scams, and people were happy, as they should be, because they catch bad people, we should be happy. She made a tweet that I can't find anymore, but she said that people are bitter because they didn't look for more. Up to now, we don't know what looking for more means. She made a video explaining what she meant. Video didn't really make sense to me.
First of all, let me be clear. I never justified fraud. I never said that 9 to 5 is a failure. People on Twitter just twisted my words because it was convenient for the jargon.
Now, I can't find the original tweets where she said that people fail to look for more. I can't even find a screenshot. When I find it, I'll put it in here. But if I don't find it, then it won't be in here. But it wouldn't be wrong for people to assume that she was defending fraud boys with that tweet. Like in this video, she said that the people ran with like their own narrative. But what happened was the FBI came and arrested people who were doing romance scams in Ghana who had stolen millions of dollars. People were making fun of these guys, the criminals. They're making fun of the criminals. And then in that conversation, she dropped that tweet saying that people are only making fun of them because they are jealous or they are bitter because they fail to look for more. And in this video she goes on to expand on the whole thing, saying that, it's bitterness, people are bitter.
When I said look for more, I didn't mean quit your 9 to 5 or go do fraud. I didn't even mean anything specific. And if you care to know what I meant growth. I meant ambition, wanting better for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. But instead of taking my actual words, they ran with a narrative that fits their outreach. My point from the very beginning is that celebrating people getting arrested shouldn't come from like a bitter place or like, oh, they are down bad so we can feel better about ourselves. That's not justice, that's envy, because even the victims weren't mentioned in this whole discourse.
And again, these are criminals. Anything you say against the people who are rejoicing at the criminals getting justice is going to be seen as support for the criminals. I see it like that way. And also, like, when it comes to this questioning people's wealth thing, the words jealousy, envy, bitterness are just ways to gaslight people so that they don't ask questions. Let's be serious. Because let's just assume that the people who are laughing at the scammers were envious and jealous and bitter. So what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when there's somebody doing something that is clearly bad and the FBI have caught them for it. It doesn't matter what the motive that anybody is using to laugh at them or make fun of them. It doesn't matter. And then in that video too, she like tried to say that this is bigger than that, it's bigger than the fraud, it's Ghanaians, it's like, it's people in general. People are like this, people are like it's like, yeah.
Let me say this clearly. I will never ever defend fraud. If you're smart, you would know that my whole point was never even just about fraud. It's bigger than that. It's Ghanaians. Honestly, people in general. Because we have a habit of celebrating other people's downfall. Friends, colleagues, even strangers. Because deep down, we refuse to do better things with our own lives. The actual people who lost money, who suffered, were not even mentioned. Because it stopped being about justice and it became more about how, oh, they're down bad and now I don't feel so sorry for myself because I didn't dare have my freedom. But that's not the point, guys. And honestly, I'm not here to police how anybody reacts to a bad person being punished. My whole point is that in the process of doing that, you need to check yourself. Are you doing this because you're happy justice is served and you feel bad for the victims, or is because of your personal feelings, like your envy, your insecurities, your inadequacies, like the places that you fall short?
People are like that. But it doesn't matter. In a conversation, in the context of FBI has come to pick up boys, we are all making fun of them, and then you say that thing, people are right to look at you that way, which is why this whole situation with her, like taking the cash and going to buy a house, well, let me not do like this to her, to be like, I think that she's doing something. I don't know, please, but it's the reason why this whole situation will look some way, even though it could be, she could have actually bought a house in cash, like that, put the cash in her bag and carried it in town, and took it to the company and gave it to them. It could be legit. Nobody knows. I don't know. You don't know. But if people have questions, are the questions valid? Absolutely, the questions are valid, because when the FBI came and said that these people are doing romance, let's take them away, in defense of them. And again, you can say, like, she can say what she wants about, oh, it's not about these people, it's about it's a bigger conversation. If it was like in any other context, right? Let's say we were all just talking, and then you said that whole thing, fine. Even that one, if it's in relation to criminals, like in some way. But in the context of when she said that, look for Martin. Let's be serious, bro. You are going to look at the person sideways, right? Like even if let's say we don't have any evidence and we can't make any conclusions, I'm going to look at you sideways like, why are you saying this thing right now? Whenever people talk about this topic, they always make it look like jealousy, envy, and bitterness are exclusive to poor people. Like, you know, you are jealous, you are bitter, you are envy, that's why you will never make it. Bro, there are so many people who have made it, so many rich people who are jealous, envious, bitter people. Like, it's not exclusive to, it's a human thing, it's a human emotion. Like, they always talk as if rich people in this context are all content, they are calm. They don't say, oh, they don't envy anybody, they're not jealous of anybody, they don't have any bitterness in their hearts. Are you people crazy? Well, a lot of people don't know any rich people, but like, if you don't need to know them, just read, okay? Like, in high levels of business, it's so crazy that there's a law. There are laws to protect the market so that no one person pushes everybody out, because they do that all the time. It's a very common thing. They try to push other people out of business. They want to take everything for themselves. Like this narrative, this thing where like, oh, you know, you poor people, you're all jealous and you're envious, you're all bitter. But you see rich people, the reason why they're successful is because, you know, they want all their friends to do well. People who say that thing into a camera, that like in the end of that video, she said something about, she said Nigerians say that Ghanaians are so jealous, that which is crazy. Like if you talk to any Nigerians, they have crazy stories about their own issues, because it's a human thing. But
Nigerians always say one thing, right, that I absolutely agree with, is that Ghanaians are so jealous of each other, they would rather hand freebies out to foreigners than watch their fellow man do better than them. And I didn't say that.
We all have these emotions. We all have this envy, jealousy, and bitter. We all have it. Like, it's not an exclusive thing. The difference is how we act on it. But like, making this thing again, like for instance, if I say this in the camera, that like, you know, people are just envious and jealous, like as if I don't have it too. We all have it. Like, what the fuck, bro? And I'm not saying this to Quitachie. I'm saying this about people. Whenever this conversation comes up, like when there's money laundering allegation, or whenever like people want to act, and that's another thing. This is another issue I have. Why do we all act like we don't know? I have acted like I don't know in this video because I really don't know. But like, this is Accra. Like we all know the city. It's like when Hush Puppy was, you know, he was on top of the world, right? Buying all these things, doing all these things. People acted like they didn't know. Like we all know. When it comes to Quitachie, we don't know. Okay, in this case, we don't know. But like in general, we all know how the city goes. So like when the allegations come, like don't be quick to say, oh, it's true or it is not. Like just be calm. Okay, we don't know, but we know, but we don't know. You understand? Also, and this leads me to my last thing. Why are these people still obsessed with? Okay, what I'm about to say will sound as if I know. I don't know. So let me talk about Hush Puppy. Like Hush Puppy posting all the things he had on social media and showing this crazy life on social media, he must have known that would have taken him down at some point. Like, okay, what I'm about to say also sound like I know some things, but I don't know. But if you know, there are people who are like really into that business. They don't even have pictures on social media. They don't post anything. They are very low key. They probably don't even know their own real names. That's how. I don't know, but like I don't understand these people's obsession with social media and showing off their things when you know what you are doing. This is not about anybody in particular, but if you know you're washing things, don't come out. Still be lucky. What is your problem? Then again, if you know how human beings work, if you know how the human mind works, if you know how the ego works, you know how pride, all these things work, you know that they will never ever stop. They will arrest 1 million of them and they will still always be posting on social media because validation is like sex, bro. Validation is like sex. I don't think I even need to say more after that sentence. You already know what that means. Anyway, I still want to ask you to like and subscribe and that notification bell. I will ask you to recommend below what you think about the video, let me think about the whole thing, let me think about the issue. Did you guys see it? Have you guys seen it? I just thought it was interesting. One of the most difficult things for me when I'm talking about these issues is that I can't say all the things I know. I can't say much. I have to tiptoe around all these things, but those of you who know, let me know in the comments below. Put it in the comments below. Let's see how this goes. And listen, if you want to question people's wealth, question it. There's no, don't let anybody gaslight you. Even if you're envious or jealous or you are bitter, once they are doing that, you can question it now. the envy and the jealousy and the bitterness, I won't advise you to keep doing that because it's bad. Find a way to deal with that. But it's not a problem, okay? Ask questions. Also, like, I'm realizing that a lot of people in the world, it's either they don't know how money works or they are secretly hoping that they can get into position to do their own washing. Because, like, if you know how money works, many things will not make sense to you in this country. Let's all keep doing what we are doing. Let's all keep going. Those of you who are looking for more, I am looking for more. Okay, I'm looking for more. So if you have anything, put me on. If it's illegal, don't put me on. Don't put me on. But yeah, I'm looking for more. So yeah, let me know what you think. I don't really love this whole thing. I don't love it. But I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in another video. Sing the song.
I go never ever ask you to like and subscribe. But you go share my video if you know you're feeling my vibe. People are gonna never ever ask you to like and subscribe. But you go share my video if you know you're feeling my vibe. Feeling